guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Medea J, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I get my beat face for Zoom calls, for meetings in just 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to be sharing my top tips for getting ready quickly but still looking boardroom ready, boss ready, beat ready. So I shared this on Instagram. I did an Instagram reel sharing some of these tips, and a lot of you said you would prefer a tutorial. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna take it easy. We're gonna go through all the different steps and we're going to create the look. So if you are interested, then definitely keep on watching and make sure you subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss out, and turn on that notification bell so that you know when next I release a video. And let's jump right in. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top tips for getting ready quickly but still looking beat. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is plan your makeup in advance. I don't care if you have to plan it the night before, the day before, the week before. For someone like me who's been doing Shop My Stash off camera and also on camera, I tend to have a case where I put all the makeup products that I want to use that week. That saves me from rummaging through my collection in the morning when I'm trying to get ready, and it also helps me understand what those products do for my look, for my skin, because I've been using them repeatedly. So I think one of the things that can trip you up is if you've got a lot of products and you don't use the same products every day. I think sometimes you could feel like you understand how that product works, but then it switches up on you. So I would definitely say plan your look, keep it simple. Plan it in advance, know the shadows you're going to use, know the foundation you're going to use, know the primer that you're going to use, and set that out in a way that it's easy for you to reach and easy for you to put back. Because that's another thing. If you use the same space to get ready, then you have to make sure that as you're using those makeup products, it's not creating a mess in the room where you are going to be doing your work. Under the same tip, in terms of planning yourself, plan your easy hairstyles. So this could be your natural hair, or it could be a wig. If it is a wig, I personally would say opt for synthetic wigs. So this is a unit that I tend to wear when I've got really important meetings. It is a synthetic unit from by EDBU. EDBU is a plus size YouTuber. She's an amazing content creator, and she also has a hair business. So this is the unit that I wear, and I absolutely love it because it's so simple to style. Literally brush it, put a little bit of Gus to be in front, and you're good to go, and you look like you spent hours straightening your hair. And you guys have seen me on Instagram. Sometimes I wear my natural hair. As long as it's kept tidy and neat and prepped, then you're good to go. Still under this tip, use clean brushes. Trust me, use clean brushes because you're not going to worry about product from the previous day being deposited on your face or on your eyeshadow. Use clean brushes. Put them in such a manner that is easy for you to reach. So I'm going to show you guys how I keep my daily brushes. So this holds my face brushes, so I know if I'm doing my face, I'm concentrating on this cup and I'm not rummaging through trying to find the right brush. And then this has my eye brushes. You can see it's a much simpler version to my current cup of brushes, which I use when I'm creating tutorials for you guys. But when it's during the week, I simplify my selection and I just keep it to the brushes that I know I need to execute that look. So I keep it simple and I separate them just for easy use. Now the second tip is part of our application process. So the second tip is to use tried, trusted, true products. This is not the time for you to try a new foundation, a new eyeshadow palette, a new primer, a new eye base, this is not the time. This is the time for you to reach for your OGs, the ones that are not going to trip you up, the ones that you know give you that slayed beat face look. This is the time for you to reach for it. So with that in mind, I'm going to share with you guys my current go-to products as I use them, before we move on to the next step. So for my brows, I have been using and loving the Revolution Laminate Brow, and this one is in shade Granite, and I love it because the pencil itself is quite thick, which means that it covers a lot of my hairs quite quickly without having to use a really defined pencil, because at the end of the day I'm still going to brush it through. I'm still going to use the clear gel. It's not going to be super neat because I'm in a hurry, but it's going to look decent. Okay? So I know it looks crazy, but trust me, it's all going to work out in the end. So that's just me not trying to shape my brows and just applying the product. And now I'm going with the clear gel side, and I am just brushing my hairs through just so that it looks blended with the pencil, and your concealer is gonna clean it up for you. So don't worry, it might look really bushy, but it's just a fast way for me to cover my brows, or to, you know, beat my brows. So as part of point one, in terms of laying out your makeup, I've got my makeup laid out in front of me on my desk. I've got my eye products, my brow and eye products in front, and my face products at the back. And so I know that anything I'm gonna need for my eyes is all in front, and anything I'm gonna need for my face is at the back. It just makes it a lot faster for me. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and use my base to clean up my brows, and I'm using the Revolution Ultimate Base, and sometimes I use the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base in Cocoa. The reason is because they both have like a creamy brown consistency, which allows me to blend it into my brows quite easily, and also use it as a base. So it really depends on what I pull as part of my Shop My Stash. I will leave my Shop My Stash playlist for you guys to watch. I'm actually due to change it up, so I'm just gonna go ahead, and I'm not being super precious with this. I'm just using it to neaten my brow. Then I'm gonna use, so again, got my cup right here. I'm gonna use a brush to just blend that in. And when I do my foundation, I will I'll clean up the top of my brows, okay? So this is what we've got so far for the brows. It's not bad. It's alright. So on to my next tip. So this is tip number 3. Focus on the makeup steps that you're more comfortable with. The reason I say that is because, say you really love a good base, like you're really good at executing a base, focus on that, because any eye look that you do will be overlooked because you've got such an amazing base. And if eyes is your thing and lips is your thing, focus on that. Get that top notch, and everything else would just be in the background. Okay, for me, I would say I'm all right with both. So I'm just gonna put in as much attention to the two areas. But I know that there's some people that are skin people and not really eyeshadow people, or eyeshadow people that are not really skin people. So just focus on your strengths, and trust me, everything is gonna look well put together in the end. So just gonna carry on with this. So I like to start off with my eyes. So I've already got this as well, guys. Will save you. This little base thing is where I put all my foundation or base. It just saves me having to get up and go and wash my hand or anything. Everything is about time saving. Everything is about working efficiently and not working harder. So if you can get a base, a flat top, or the cover of your eyeshadow or something to put your products on, as long as it's clean, then definitely go for it. So now I'm using the exact same brush that I used to blend out the base that I used to clean up my brows, and I'm just applying that all over my eye. And you can see I'm not being super precious about it. I'm just literally going for it. And what I like to do personally, and this is personal to me, it might help you, but I like to do or start off one eye at a time and then finish the two together. So it just helps me work quickly when it comes to the second eye, because I know what I'm doing. Alright, so that's there. That's gone back into my cup, and now I'm going to use a blending brush. Now blending brush is really going to help me spread out the eyeshadow that I'm going to use quite quickly. So my eyeshadow palette of choice is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, and the reason is because it's got loads of brown shades that work really well with my skin tone, with melanin skin tone. This is an extra top tip for melanin queens. Brown is your friend. Honestly, brown is your friend. With everything that you do, don't waste your time trying to add a little bit of color. If you're in a hurry for that boardroom look, go for browns. You will always just come out on top with brown. So I'm going to start off with burnt orange, and I'm going to keep it very, very simple, as I said. So I'm not going to use a lot of eyeshadows. So I'm using that one. I'm using a big blending brush. This one's from Morphe, and I'm literally just spreading it around my eye. I am not being precious at all. I'm just using it to warm up my eye. And I'm going to use another blending brush as well. And this time I'm going to go into something a little bit warmer. Sienna, which is right next to burnt orange. And I'm just going to concentrate this just to give my eyes some dimension. My eyes are pretty dry, so it does look like it's peeling a little bit, but it's just because it's dry. Like I said, I'm not being precious. I'm just blending that and just creating warmth. And what I want to do now is I want to concentrate the warmth in my inner socket and my outer corner. Okay, right with that. So I'm going to repeat the same on the other eye. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Tip number 4, skip steps. You don't need to do it all. You don't need to have the shimmer shadow, the glitter, the lashes, the liquid liner. You don't have to do that at all. You know, skip steps. You don't even have to have blush. Skip steps. Skip steps that are not crucial to you getting a flawless looking beat. So for me, I'm skipping shimmer shadow, liquid eyeliner. I'm skipping lashes. I'm going to skip blush and use something else. And you know, when we get there, I'll show you everything. So for now, instead of a liquid liner, I'm going to use this pencil. So this pencil is the Superstay eyeliner in Essential Bordeaux from NYX Cosmetics. I like it because it's similar to the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil, except it's cheaper, it's very soft and very easy to use and smudges really well. So I'm gonna concentrate this where I normally apply my liquid eyeliner, and then later on I'm also gonna pop it in my waterline. And this is gonna really enhance the look of your lashes and also look like you really went in and made an effort to create like a smoky line look. So now I'm going back into the ABH palette, and I'm using Cypress Umber, which is a kind of like a cool tone brown, and I'm just gonna use that to smudge that eyeliner. So literally just gently smudging it. Again, don't be too precious, because by the time we pop the mascara on, it's just gonna look sexy anyway. So feel free to tap it as well if it's having some sort of grip, and then smudge. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to my face now. Alright, so for my primer, I'm gonna use the XX Revolution Pink Elixir Primer. I have been using and loving this primer because it is nourishing and it does grip onto my foundation quite nicely. I use it with the XX Revolution foundation and it just works like a charm. It's a tried, tested and true combination that I love to use. Right, and this brings me on to top tip number 5, multitask. So right now my primer's on my face. The likelihood is that I'm gonna want to apply my foundation, and then I'm gonna wonder why my foundation isn't sitting, and that's because I haven't let the primer really settle into the skin and, you know, given it its time to work. So while that is settling into the skin, I'll put things away that I've used and I know I'm not gonna use, because I use the same space for my meetings, and so it needs to be a clear desk. So things like that primer would be put away. My eye brushes, with the exception of one, will be put away. Brow products put away, and I'll start prepping my foundation, putting the pumps on the palette that I'm gonna use so that I can put it away. Put it away so that everything is, you know, clean and tidy, and I'm almost done. And literally when I'm done with the last product, put it away and I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna give my primer a couple of seconds to dry while I put my products away. Alright, so we are where we are now, and my primer's settled, and I've actually pumped foundation that I'm going to use on there, so I am good to go. This is a bonus tip. Depending on how you like to apply your foundation, I would recommend you use the method that gives you the less streaks and gives you the widest coverage without having to go over and over it again. I know some people like to use makeup brushes to apply their foundation and then go in with a sponge. I would recommend you skip the brush and go in with a sponge, because the sponge will give you a better coverage, and it's the step that you're gonna go to anyway to smoothen out that coverage. So for me, I am just gonna go straight with my sponge and I'm just gonna start applying. And you can see it's literally giving me the coverage that I need a lot faster. And normally I don't actually have my earrings on at this point, so just because. And you don't need that much foundation on your forehead, so I'm literally only using the rest of the foundation on the sponge without dipping in. We are still going to take a brush and neaten that brow, and I'm also using a foundation to blend out the edge of the brown eyeshadow. Now we're still going to go over with concealer, and depending on what you wear, like for meetings that are, you know, high profile meetings, I tend to wear something a little higher just so that I don't have to wear foundation on my neck, because putting foundation on my neck takes me longer. But because today I'm wearing something a little lower, I will put a little bit, but you know, I'm trying to be realistic. Coverage done. Foundation that I used, I've actually put it away without telling you guys. 1 second. Foundation that I use is the XX Revolution Luminous Foundation. I went with this because it gives me a nice glowy look, in as much as I haven't been out of my house, so it kind of gives me the illusion that I go out for walks, which I don't, and I look fresh, which I should. So sorry, my camera cut off, but literally all I did was just clean up my brows, and I used the same brush that I used to apply the base on my eye, and I just dipped it into my foundation and just used it to neaten my brows. Bob's your uncle. So for concealer, I'm just going to use my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in C13. Now I'm using a shade that matches me perfectly because I don't want to have to mess around with blending it and making sure it's not too highlighted. I just want to go ahead and conceal my dark circles and make sure that it's nicely blended. So I'm just gonna, you know, apply. You apply it the way that feels comfortable to you. This part of my mouth as well gets pretty dark, and because I'm not highlighting, there's no need to put concealer here or my chin, because I'm not highlighting. It's exactly my shade. There is no point. Alright, now remember my point about multitasking. So while I'm leaving my concealer to sit in and, you know, just be good and really give me the coverage that I'm looking for, I'm going to use the same eye pencil that I used to line my lid, and I'm just going to pop that in my water. Alright, and now I'm ready to blend my concealer. Alright, I look awake, I'm fine. So next thing I'm gonna set it with my powder. I'm using the Revolution banana powder because this will give me that brightness underneath my eyes without using the concealer to brighten it, and it will help me blend a lot better. I really like this powder because it gives me that mattifying effect. And if you want to bake, you can bake, but I don't bake because I don't have the time. So literally use the sponge and I apply, and what I keep doing is I keep tapping it in until it completely dissolves. Like so. Not set, set. And this will help me eliminate any harsh lines or anything. I'm just going to go ahead my smile lines, set that in place. And literally keep tapping until it's blended. I'm just going to go for my forehead as well, just to eliminate the shine, and keep tapping, like so. Alright, so that's what we have so far. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Revolution CC powder. I really love this powder because it has a little bit of coverage, but it's not overwhelming, doesn't dry out my skin. You can clearly see that I love this. Now, so here comes an additional tip to using your sponge for coverage. Use big brushes when it comes to powder because you cover a larger surface of your face and it blends it in a lot faster than using a smaller brush. So for me, I'm going to use this big face brush, and rather than swirl, I'm just going to tap it in place. And I'm also going to hit my neck because I put foundation on there. And literally, it will take you less than a minute to fully set your face. At this point, you can hit your ear if you are wearing something that is gonna expose your ear. Alright, you can see it set my face and it didn't take any time. So now I'm just going back to my eyes. I've applied my eye pencil. Now I'm just going to blend out my lower lash line. I'm going back into that cool tone brown that I used before, and this time I'm just blending underneath. So I'm tapping it first and then I am blending it just to give me like a smoky lower lash line. Literally, and you don't have to be too precious with this, honestly. Alright, and that's what you have so far. Next, I'm just going to bronze up my face. So I'm going to use my Morphe 8D palette. I love this palette because you have this row of brown. So you've got, this one is called a brightener. It's like an orange color. And then you've got these bronzer shades. Okay, this one's a contour shade, but these two are bronzer shades. So what I like to do is I like to use the same brush that I use to apply my powder to apply the bronzer because I don't want to be too specific. I literally just want to put some dimension back into my face. So what I like to do is I like to just rub the brush across all three. Yep, across all three. Tap off any excess and then I literally start tapping it in place. And just hitting my forehead and again go across all three like so. Bring it down my chin area as well against all three. I'm doing that, and I literally do not use too much, but you can see that the definition is coming, but it's also blended. Because honestly, I don't do the no makeup look. Like, it's either I wear makeup or I don't wear makeup. And if I'm gonna wear makeup and I haven't got time, I literally I do this. This is the kind of look that I create that still makes me feel like I put in a lot of effort. You can see definitions there. I look warmer and well put together, and I like to focus on my cheeks. Now this is where I said you're not gonna need a blush unless if you're a blush person, and in that case skip your highlighter. So I'm gonna use that orange brightener and literally just pop it on the apples of my cheek with the same brush. Again, it makes me just look awake, yummy, really warm. Now this step is optional, but sometimes I like to do it. I'm going to use the same blending brush and I'm going to dip a little bit into the lightest bronzer and I'm just going to hit my nose the tiniest bit. And I'm not trying to contour my nose, but I am trying to give my nose like extra dimension and connect it to the warmth in my inner corner. Again, this is optional. Don't have to do this. And literally it just makes my, it just, to me, it just makes it look well put together and a lot warmer. So at this point, I would spritz my face while that's drying, start putting things away, so that all I've got left is my highlighter and my mascara and my lip products. So I like to use the NYX Bare With Me Prime Set Refresh. This isn't my last setting spray. This is just to settle down the powder and everything that I've applied. So I'm just gonna and I like to do this because it's not as wet as my other setting sprays, so I can open my eyes a little bit to see where I'm putting things. Sometimes at this point I would fix my hair, because at this point I can start logging in while I'm doing the other bits, you know. So I would fix my hair, wear my jewelry, because all we're doing has nothing to do with the face anymore. It's just highlighter, lips, mascara. Now, mascara is one of those steps that I like to really apply as much as possible, because I'm not going to wear any false lashes, and I like wearing false lashes, so I want to give my lashes as much love as possible. So I'm going to use the Morphe Duo. So this is the Big Prime and this is the Make It Big mascara. So I'm not going to bore you guys with my mascara application, so I'll be right back. Alright, so my mascara is on and you can see that it really just defines my lashes and does give me the illusion that I'm wearing false lashes. Maybe it's in my head, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe my lips, because I wear gloss throughout. And now I'm going to apply my lip combo. So I like to keep it simple when it comes to my lips. And I tend to gravitate more towards lipsticks, like bullet lipsticks, as opposed to liquid lipsticks or lip glosses. Now the reason is because with lipsticks I feel like I've got way more control, and it's something that I could be doing something else and I'm applying, which I can't do when I'm applying a liquid lipstick. That's just personal to me. With a liquid lipstick, I feel like I need a steadier hand and I really need full-on concentration. But with a bullet lipstick, I feel like it's a little bit more forgiving and I don't need to give it my full concentration. But for my lip pencil, I'm using my Try Tested and True lip pencil from NYX Cosmetics, and this is the Obsession lip pencil. And it broke on me. Hate it when that happens. Where is it? Because now it mustn't get on my carpet. Nope, it got under my nails, people. Okay. Do I have enough? Think so. Outline's done. And I'm using my Morphe lipstick. I love this lipstick. It's a matte lipstick in Boo, B-O-O. And this is what I literally use almost every day now. Just because the color is it's just gorgeous. And I can just literally smack my lips and they'll blend. Like so. Alright, and now I'm just going to set the rest of my face. This is when you've got to have your tools. So I've got my handy dandy fan, which will set it quicker than just sitting there trying to fan it down. And I normally keep the highlighter stage to last because I don't always have time for it. So it's another step that I'm willing to sacrifice if I run out of time, because I feel like I'm well put together. I don't need a highlighter. The highlighter to me is like an extra oomph to the look, and I normally just apply it if I've got time. So I always leave it to last because it can be sacrificed. But I got a little time for you guys because this is not real life right now. So I'm only re-recording this for you guys. So I'm gonna use the Benefit Cosmetics Twinkle highlighter. I love this because it's got like a rose gold finish, which goes really well with brown and looks really, really nice. So I am just gonna hit my cheeks first and then blend it up. Obviously, I'm not going ham. Just a little bit, and I like to pop it on my cheeks because I smile a lot, and that just accentuates my cheek a little bit. And I like to use a more detailed brush to do this because I've got loads of control when I'm applying. Again, just my cheeks, like so. Alright, and that is it, you guys. So let me go ahead, take this off, and I'll come back and give you guys the final look. And this is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this look, and I hope you enjoyed my top tips. The main thing is stay calm, have your system in place, pre-plan, use clean products, use products that you're used to, don't try anything new, and enjoy the process. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed these top tips, definitely sound off in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share it with someone who might find it useful. Definitely tag me in looks if you try any of these tips out. I really want to see what you guys come up with for your glam, office, beat face, meeting kind of look. So definitely tag me on social media at Medea J. So anyway, thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black lives will always matter. And I'll see you soon. And just to say that all the products that I use will also be linked in the description box. So I got you, girl. Bye, guys.